Welcome to the last video of this entire series. Hope you have enjoyed anything that we have shared with you. So this is the last video. We will look at gradient boosting and then with some references, we will bid adieu to all of you. Okay, so in the gradient boost, the framework remains the same. So first let us see what this f star x is. This is basically a data-based estimate. So what does this mean? This is an estimate of the training instances for any x. Now the training instances consist of certain fixed kind of x. Let's say x1, for it there is a y1. There is x2, for it is there is y2. So these are certain fixed points. So let's say there are n points. So these are fixed points. Now this f star x is an estimate of these points over any x. So this means that if I put any kind of x, it will give me an estimate of that. And the provided thing is it should also try to fit these training instances very well. Okay. Now at any point, let's say f m minus 1 x is an approximator. Then we see this something horrible thing beta m h x over parameters am. These are the parameters is the best greedy step. Now the framework remains the same. We have a given learner or approximator. We want to find the next best approximator. So what we are going to do, we are going to take the best greedy step towards it. Now that is being done by this parameterized function where the parameters are am. So clearly you have seen since this fm minus 1 is over any x, this hx should be over any x. But with the help of data, we can find the gradient or the steepest descent step direction at the fixed training instances point. So what we want to do, we want to find an approximator, this h approximator, which should be able to generalize to any other x values. So just to wrap up, we have a current approximator fm minus 1. We want to find an approximator for the steepest descent step direction, which should be able to fit very well with the steepest descent step direction. Okay, so we will see clearly what does this mean. Now, what is first of all this gmxy? This is simply the derivative of the loss with respect to the estimator being the current estimator. Okay, now the approximator h which produces hm. So how to obtain hm? Hm is obtained by putting x1, x2, x3. By putting these values, what are the output? That set is called hm. So this hm set should be most parallel to negative of gm. Okay, this idea is basically from gradient descent. So from gradient descent we get this idea, but we need it to be generalizable to any other x values. So hm should be there. Okay, so this step is clear. Let's move to the next slide. So this hxa is highly correlated with gmx over the data distribution. This is important. We can say everything about the data distribution because we have the information and this g is defined over the data distribution only. So our idea is h is for any x, but this hm, which is obtained by putting h of xi instead of h of x, that should be parallel, that is most highly correlated with gm of x. So we do this, we find the parameter a and beta such that this summation is minimized. Now instead of using gm, we use hx. Why is that? Because our fm minus 1 or f star x or any fx is defined over all the x values. So we cannot add or subtract gm because gm is only for the x, x1 till xn. It is not for any other x value. So we have to use its estimator hx. Okay. Now if this is clear, then this is very simple. Now we have to find a row such that after taking the step in that direction, the loss is minimized. So this is loss between this is the ground truth and this is after adding or taking the step. So we have to find the row. Now let's say row m is that particular row. This is the update. Fm equal to fm minus 1 plus row m hx. So the steps are basically currently we have fm minus 1. Okay. Now we have to find an estimator because this is defined over all the x values, we have to find an estimator h which should perform or should be parallel to gm at the points x1 till xn. Okay, and then ultimately we have to find a row that should minimize the loss, and then we should update fm as fm minus 1 plus rho times hx. Okay, I think this has gone a bit longer, but I hope this should be very clear. Otherwise, you can pause and see this written stuff in the slide and that would be clear. Now, this is a simple thing. Again, just to repeat, we have currently fm minus 1. We find the gradient negative, I mean the direction where we can take the steepest descent step direction. Then we have to find the h which is going to estimate. How to find that h which is going to estimate? That is simply by minimizing, that is simply by knowing that h is parallel and is highly correlated with the descent direction at all the points of the training instances, that is xi to xn. Now correspondingly find rho m, and then with the help of rho m, you are going to increase fm minus 1 and thus update it to fm. This iteration goes on till capital M. Okay. Now this was all about boosting, bagging, everything. So these are the references we have used and they're extremely good actually. The first is a book by Zhi Hua Zhou. It is Ensemble Methods Foundation Algorithm. We have provided the link actually. That is a fantastic book over ensemble methods only. And then there is CS229 course. The link has been provided again. I will recommend you to go through the last 10 pages or so, I guess, in the CS229 course for this boosting part. So they explain the boosting part very well in those write-up. And this basically helped us to understand the grad boost algorithm. I mean, this gradient boost. It was in section 3 as far as I remember. Finite data was the name, but you can read the whole paper. It is actually a very big paper. So we went through the relevant section only. So this was all about the series. I hope you all have enjoyed the series, and yeah, so thank you. And any doubt, anytime, you can surely write in the comments or ping any of us. So we take goodbye from you guys over this series. Thank you so much.